Hello, welcome back to Yoga with Paige. Today's practice is centered around confidence and building up that sense of personal accomplishment, self-esteem, self-motivation. So we flow through a series of poses associated with the solar plexus chakra. It is an element of fire, so we will be building up a little bit of heat today, flowing through some nice strengthening postures. We'll be feeling our power. So whenever you're ready, grab your mat and let's get started. Today's practice, we will actually be starting on our backs in Shavasana, palms of the hands facing up, letting the feet open a little to the side. Just taking a few rounds of breath here to connect, to center. Taking a big inhale and a big exhale. You may want to visualize the sun's heat and warmth flowing through your body, feeling the warmth, the energy, starting at the solar plexus, that area right above the navel, picturing a warm yellow light expanding and reaching out to every part of your body, visualizing this light spreading with every inhale and every exhale. One more round of breath. And gently blink the eyes open if we had them closed. Rolling onto our side and coming onto our stomachs. Placing palms of the hands underneath the shoulders, tucking the elbows into the sides of the rib. Inhale, lifting the head and the chest, Cobra Pose. Holding here for 2 rounds of breath. Reaching the gaze up, feeling the throat, the front of the throat open. And exhale, bringing the forehead back down to the mat. Gently taking the arms out. Reaching the left arm straight out to the side. And making the right a little like kickstand here. Taking that right leg, bending it over the left, kind of coming into this little scorpion pose here. So the whole left side of the body is on the mat, or the area next to the mat. And the right foot, the only thing touching is the toes. We gaze up and behind, opening through the chest, finding this nice full body twist here. Remembering to breathe. If we don't have ease of breath, we're going a little bit too far. And on your next exhale, gently rolling back onto the belly. Pressing into the hands, taking the hips back, child's pose. Taking a standard child's pose here, keeping the knees in together, walking the fingertips out, bringing the forehead close to the mat, steepling the fingertips, getting a nice stretch in the upper shoulders. Planting the hands, shifting the weight back onto the hands, coming back onto the belly, Straightening that right arm, kickstanding the left, taking the left toes over the side of the body. Breathing into the stretch, releasing any tension, finding a spot on the body that we're holding on. Release a little bit of tension. Good, one more breath here. And gently come back onto the belly, pressing back into child's pose, this time taking the knees wide as the mat, reaching the fingertips out, big toes together. Palms come together, lifting the hands over the head, walking the elbows up to the front of the mat, getting a nice stretch in the triceps. Breathing nice and deep into the lower back, the belly. And say out loud with me, everything I need is already within me. Say it again, if you need to hear it again. Everything I need is already within me. And on your next exhale, releasing the hands, pressing back up, coming into tabletop this time, finding our foundation, spreading through the fingers, grounding through the tops of the feet. Inhaling, dropping the belly for cow. Exhale, rounding through the back for cat. Moving with the breath here. Paying attention to the breath, how it feels, energizing the body. Notice the subtle movements, the subtleties of your body. Getting the spine nice and warmed up. Finding our flat back position, grounding through the left fingers, reaching the right arm out in front and the left leg behind, finding this nice long shape. Inhale and exhale, and crunching knee to nose. Inhale, exhale, crunch. Starting to ignite this fire in the belly. Sucking the navel into the spine. One more. And meeting back in tabletop. Grounding through both hands, tucking the toes, lifting the knees an inch off the mat. Taking the gaze between the hands. Really rounding, pressing through the shoulder blades, finding a little hollow back here. Holding, firming. And gently release the knees back down to the mat. Extending the left arm in front and the right leg behind. We inhale nice and long and exhale to crunch. One more time. And gently release, meeting back in tabletop. Tucking the toes, sending the hips back, walking the fingertips out, downward facing dog. Finding our downward facing dog, ears between the biceps, pedaling out the feet. And finding stillness, gazing at the hands, lifting the right leg up, three-legged dog. Bending the knee, taking it in through the chest and tapping the outside of the right elbow. Sending it back, three-legged dog. Shift forward, tap the elbow, back. Forward and tap, back. This time taking the knee through the chest, planting it on the right side of both of the hands. So both of the hands are on the inside of the foot here. Lowering the left shin, untucking the toes. and coming up into lizard. So checking our knee heel alignment here before rolling out, taking that foot an inch or two off the mat, first. Then rolling out the foot. So we're on this outside edge. Planting that left hand or coming onto a block, taking the right, gently opening the knee. Taking nice deep breaths, gazing behind us. Nice hip opener here, maybe releasing some emotions, some pent-up emotions. Seeing what our practice brings up for us today. And reaching that right arm back, twisting, lifting, pressing into the top of the foot, lifting that back knee for a nice twist here. Grounding, clawing through that left hand, shifting our weight, coming into side plank, taking the right leg on top of the left. We can always come down onto the knees if we need to. Reaching that right arm up, fingertips to the sky. Lifting the hips. Bending that right top leg, trying to grab big toe with peace fingers, straightening it to the side, grounding through the outside edge of that foot, feeling your power here, feeling your strength. Inhale and exhale to bend the knee, twisting on that left foot, planting the right, and inhaling the arms up, coming into warrior one, turning the left foot out, checking our alignment here, squaring the hips to the front of the mat, and sinking, exhaling, rolling the shoulders down and back. Inhale and exhale to open to warrior two. Take a second here to notice how we feel. Firming through the arms, sending energy out, tucking the pelvis slightly, pressing into both feet, feeling the mat support you, feeling supported by the earth. And inhale, reaching forward and back, coming into reverse warrior. This option to wrap the hand behind the back, touching the top of the thigh. And exhale back, straightening out to warrior two. Using that core, we'll be using it a lot today. Pivoting on that back foot, inhaling, reaching the left arm up, high lunge. And exhale, bringing the arms behind us, coming up onto the right foot, straightening the leg, trying to find our balance here in warrior three. Arms can be in front or behind us. Finding a nice long line from the crown of the head to the toes. Up, keeping a micro bend in the knee if we need to. Inhale, breathe, and exhale, dropping that left foot, coming back into high lunge. Inhale, arms above the head. Exhale, palms come together and twist. We revolve. Elbow to the outside of the knee. Keeping the chest nice and lifted. And exhale to gently release the hands, turning to the front of the mat and stepping that left foot up, hip width apart, bending the knees, inhaling for chair, arms above the head. Exhale, roll the shoulders back, sinking into the hips. And whisper to yourself, I am loved. I deserve love. I am loved. I deserve love. One more inhale and exhale. Rain the fingertips down. Turning the toes to the side of the mat, bending the knees, coming into Malasana. Wiggling it out here, finding what feels good to you today. Maybe taking hands to heart center here, checking in with ourselves. And gently releasing fingertips to the mat, taking the hips up, straightening the legs, coming into this forward fold, letting the head hang here for a second, letting everything go. You got this. You are doing everything you need to be doing. Inhale to rise, hands above the head. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, gently step back into plank, taking a vinyasa here, meeting in downward facing dog. Grounding through the right leg, lifting the left, bending the knee, tapping the left elbow. Three-legged dog. Tapping the elbow. Tapping the elbow. Good job, that was the last one. Now we take the knee in through the chest, planting it on the outside of the hands, coming into lizard pose. Widening our feet here, our hips, before coming onto the outside edge of that foot. Keeping our chest nice and lifted, not collapsing here. We're not collapsing, we're strong, we're confident. Breathing nice and deep into this hip opener, releasing whatever we need to release. Let go of what's no longer serving us anymore. And reaching that left arm behind us, coming onto the toes. Grounding through that right hand to sweep the left leg back, finding our side plank. Clawing through the fingertips, reaching the left arm up to the ceiling, lifting those hips. Maybe straightening the leg, grabbing onto the big toe with peace fingers. Feeling that wobble, feeling the strength being built. And bending that knee, coming into warrior one. Inhale. Arms come above the head, making sure we're squaring off the hips to the front of the mat, rolling the shoulders back. Exhale, opening to warrior two, gazing over that left hand. Taking 2 rounds of breath here. Tucking in the pelvis, firming through the legs. Standing up nice and strong and confident in your seat. Inhale, reach forward and back. And exhale back into warrior two. Sweeping that right arm around, coming into high lunge. When editing this video, I realized I forgot warrior three on the left side. So go ahead and take that now. Utilizing our breath to stabilize and ground us. Taking one more round of breath before gently releasing and coming back into high lunge. We will meet in high lunge. Bringing palms together, revolving to the left side. Woo-hoo. Inhale and exhale, release the hands, stepping up, hip width apart. Inhale, chair. Exhale, roll the shoulders back, sinking into the hips, grounding through all four corners of the feet. One more nice big inhale and exhale to rain the fingertips down, coming into a forward fold. Heel toeing the feet a little bit wider than the mat, toes pointing out to the side, bending the knees, coming into goddess pose. Letting go a little sigh of happiness. Tilt up the corners of your mouth right now. Inhale, nice and big, hands above the head. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale and exhale, squeezing the glutes, firming through the legs. We got this. Nice big inhale and nice big exhale. And repeat after me. I have the courage to create the life I love. One more time. I have the courage to create the life I love. And on that note, inhale, straightening the legs, turning the toes to the front of the mat. Taking the hands behind the back, forward fold, wide-legged forward fold. Maybe finding a little bit wider of a stance. Releasing the hands, fingertips on the mat. Gazing slightly in front of you. Thinking of sending the sit bones to the sky. Really getting a nice hamstring stretch. Planting the right hand, lifting the left to the ceiling, taking our gaze upwards. And exhale, replacing the right hand with the left. Exhale, coming back down to center, taking the hands to the ankles, trying to pull the head beneath the hips, through the legs. Deep breaths. And on your next inhale, gently lifting the chest, finding our way up, extending the hands overhead, spreading the fingers, coming into star pose. Taking the gaze to the ceiling, taking a nice deep inhale. And exhale. Oops, my camera shut off on me. Last pose here, reaching up, reaching with the fingertips towards the sky, feeling all four corners of your feet being grounded into the earth. Gazing up, filling yourself with this light, this energy, this fire that we created. Taking that confidence and that energy with you, realizing that it is always in here. And exhale gently, letting the hands fall to the sides. Thank you for practicing with me today. It was my pleasure to be your guide. Let me know how you liked this video, how you liked the new theme. And like this video if you enjoyed it. Comment your thoughts. Hit that subscribe button to never miss more. And I will see you next time.